Action.
Good afternoon, Robert. Don't just stand there, sit down. Were you waiting long?
No, 15 minutes or so.
Your hair's nice like that. Don't get it cut. Let it grow a little longer. And you've lost more weight, I think. Skinny men are the most ridiculous thing there is. We've gone over this before. You must put on a few pounds. I told you that last time.
Congratulations on Kinds of Kindness. It's an incredible piece of work from Yorgos. I imagine audiences will come out of it wondering what they've just seen. I'm lucky that I can ask you about it. What did Yorgos explain to you about this film? Like both of you, I'd be curious to know.
Ladies first?
Not very much.
Not very much. His way of working is we don't discuss a lot. We really concentrate on just, working with the text and realizing the actions and inhabiting that world that we're in. And I think on some level, he doesn't know exactly what it is. He sets it up so he has an idea of the direction he wants to go. But I think he doesn't know how to go to that next step until he sees us do our thing, and then he adjusts, and that's how we find our way. And it's kind of an accumulative thing. It's not like a typical escapist popcorn movie, I wouldn't say, but it's got a sense of humor, and if you're with it, I think it can be a really, enjoyable experience and stimulating.
Yeah, you have to let go. Like, you have to lean into it. Give yourself to Yorgos's vision.
And for me, those are the best experiences in cinema. If you don't lean into it and you just sit there and it's like, tell me what's going on, right. You may enjoy it, you may empathize with it, but you don't have a stake. You don't get involved. But if you're ready, I think the material's there for you to have a really good experience with the movie. And it's going to be different for different people.
Yeah, I agree. And for you, Hong, working with Yorgos for the first time, given what Willem said about how it's a bit, there's ambiguity going into the project about what it is all about, is there a level of trust that you have to have with the director in a case like that?
Oh, absolutely. But I think it's really easy when you're working with somebody who has such a compelling body of work that, I've seen all of his movies prior to working with him, and it was just easy to go in and to surrender to the experience. Sweet dreams are made of these. Omi was right. Susan is not contaminated.
I will say, when you say it's ambiguous, there's nothing ambiguous about what we're doing. It's very clear, but sometimes you don't know what it means. But I don't know about you, but I could say that about life.
I'm increasingly thinking about that about life, Willem. I've got to be honest.
That's called getting older.
Yeah. For you, Willem, in the first and the third piece, you play a man in both cases who wants to have control over people around them, whether it's Raymond or Omi, in very different ways. What do you think that character says about freedom of choice or freedom from choice?
Well, I think that the idea of freedom, the idea of control, the idea of conditioning, all those things are themes that are floating around in this. And I think he's just telling these stories to test our feeling about those. I think that's the impulse behind it. He doesn't tell me that. That's just my sense. And sometimes he transposes things without giving too much away. Like, he's very good, and I think it's, once again, it's instinctive that he comes in through the back door. He doesn't confront things, in a frontal way.
And for you, Hong, like, having watched his movies going into this, how did the reality differ from whatever expectations you may have had going into this project?
I tried to go into it with very little expectations. You always, or at least I think I would be setting myself up for a lot of disappointment and pain. I think the more I work and the older I get, I feel better about just letting go and not putting too much pressure or preciousness on anything.
Yeah, I think that's a very good way to be. And for you, Willem, working with Yorgos again, and the amazing thing to me that this film was shot during post-production on Poor Things. And of course, we know how that film turned out, the incredible success that it had. Tell me about your collaboration with Emma Stone again on this film.
Emma just makes me behave a certain way. I get around her and I tap into a kind of prankster mode. I don't know. She's very game to do whatever is required, and she also has a terrific craft as an actress. So she has those two poles of performing, where she has terrific control, but she also really has terrific abandon. So when you're around that, when you have partners that have that, and it's not exclusive to Emma, Hong has it as well, it lets things, makes things flow better.
Yeah, Hong, you definitely have it as well. I thought you were incredible in The Whale, and the menu I thought was so fantastic as well. I'm curious to know, like, what do you look for in a role? Like, is there a certain element that you think I can grab onto this?
I mean, it's different every time. I think I don't look at just the role. I think it's about the story and the script as a whole. And if I want to be a part of that, that's really what I look for. It doesn't matter if it's the lead or if it's a supporting, just about the filmmaker as well. And so those two things, the script and the filmmaker.
And Willem, you've done your fair share of roles over the years where it's sort of followed a descent into madness. How did you think Jesse Plemons did across his various descents into madness?
I take issue with your first part of the statement. I mean, I don't think about. I haven't descend into madness. I can't think of that many roles. Jesse's fantastic in this. He's a good actor for Yorgos and a perfect actor for this movie. His performance is beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I think you're both fantastic actors for Yorgos, and I hope I see you in more of his movies in the future. Willem and Hong, it's been an absolute treat to talk to you. Congratulations again on the movie.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And cut.